here we are. It's a TVZ. It's a TVZ that is certainly Dark favored. But I think we have opportunities. Gumiho, you know, he took down Cyril last season. He's had some pretty solid results over the last year or so. And, I mean, he was in the GSL finals or GSL semis pretty recently as well. But, I don't know. Dark's been looking real scary. He's been looking real scary over the course of pretty much since Katowice ended is the story. You know, Katowice went, Katowice goes, and Dark doesn't look great. It's somewhat fair. He was worried about his military service. I talked to him afterwards at the bar, and he was like, I'll see y'all for Stormgate. I'll see you in 18 months. Okay. But he has come back. He's been playing not better than ever, but he's been playing maybe as well as ever. And I just wish we'd seen this version of Dark at Katowice. That would have been really fun. But at the end of the day, maybe I don't, because, oh man, Oliveira's story was just so good. But I do like this from Gumiho. He's going for the Beyond build, but he's doing it different. He's doing it so different. So Beyond build, it's 2 barracks in the wall. You build Reapers. That's fun. Gumiho, it's just a 2-1-1. It's just a low ground 2-1-1. He's building Marines out of this. There are no Reapers. Sending Marines across the map to maybe try to catch a second Overlord, something like that. And Dark, he wants to punish this. You got a Roach Warren on the way, and that's because, well, this is a bad map. This is a bad spawn for it. The add-ons, the Tech Lab, the Tech Lab, the Reactor, they're on the other side of the wall. So the Reactor had to get canceled. The Tech Lab is very vulnerable to any roaches, and now these 4 Marines on the other side, I don't think they don't get this hatch. Not with the Marines on the high ground like this, and Ling's already harassing on the other side. This is feeling like a really short game 1 victory for Dark. I mean, obviously more things have to happen, but Gumiho has not developed nearly enough map control to make this worthwhile. Not at all. Like, if you're Beyond, you're building 6 to 8. You're building a bunch of Reapers. You're keeping your opponent at home. They showed their roaches when they're on their side of the map, so you can drop bunkers. And in general, it's not great if you commit to it like that, but it's better than nothing. You can get the bunker in front. It can buy you some time. Make sure you get concussive shells done or something. But Gumiho has no idea. Now, he is getting a Banshee, and that is something. But this Banshee is going to hit after the timing happens. And I worry that we're just going to see too much damage. Dark's droning behind this. He's not all in. He's committed, sure, but he's really not tremendously all in. So the Roaches and the Ravagers, they're going to arrive. Biles, oh, they hit both buildings. That's really nice. This Reactor, first victim. The Reactor, no way, shape, or form does it stay alive. And now, well, okay, you get supply depots. It's going to supply block Gumiho, and he's going to have this one Banshee. But now the Roaches, the Ravagers, they're in, and on the high ground, they're going to go. They're going to try to get the Marauder. They get that one. Biles, they missed, but a couple SCVs already hitting the deck. Now, the Ravager does get canceled here. And the SCVs, well, they're actually not going down in significant numbers until about right now. So 9 workers have hit the deck. Bile is not going to get the Marauder, but it does zone it out. And this army of Dark is dead. You know, it's gone. But 13 SCVs, they're in the trade. And yeah, Gumiho just taps out. He's like, it's not worth it. Game 1 goes the way of Dark. So, in game 1, we saw Gumiho put 2 barracks in a wall in the natural, and it just didn't work. Not at all. It was pretty bad, unfortunately. But game 2, maybe we see something a little bit different. Neo-Humanity is technically a Terran map, at least according to the Zergs that I've talked to, although win rate doesn't seem to bear that out as much. Regardless, doesn't even matter, because we're going to see a proxy 3 racks, maybe even a 4 racks, actually. And Gumiho, he's being a Gumi bro. He's making sure that this series is over so quickly that we can't even think about it. Well, at least this game is over so quickly we can't even think about it. I don't know how I feel about this, honestly. Like, I mean, I guess if you really feel like you're not favored against Dark, might as well go for something. And you know what? With the positioning here, Dark might misread this. You know, Dark is going to see the 2 barracks. That much is certain. And does he turn around here? So he sees the SCV, he sees the 2 barracks, and he turns around. Okay, now this is something. This is an opportunity. It's not perfect, but if Dark responds to this as if this is a 2 racks and it's a 3 racks, that can start to snowball. You pull the SCV or you pull the drones at the wrong time. And this is a little bit awkward because we're going to have 3 Marines coming out at a time right now. Dark trying to zone out is really not what you want. You want to go and you want to get a spine behind the mineral line maybe. You want to have a more sustainable hold because the Marine count will start to snowball a little bit faster. The drone pull by itself does not tend to work out very well. So no spines, Queen's on the way, plenty of Lings. But this bunker's halfway done, and this Marine count is going to be a little bit higher than Dark is expecting. So now Lings try to get on top. And, hey, that's a really good surround here actually coming out of Dark, but the drones, they're starting to fall. They're getting targeted down. The Lings as well. Oh, my goodness here. Gumiho, he's getting so much. 5 workers hit the deck, even more. And the Marines are still here. The bunker is up. And Gumiho, this is kind of yes, there are drones on the other. Now these drones are marooned on the other side. And they're going to try to shut down reinforcements as well as they can, but they're just utterly marooned. Now, here's the one downside. The one problem for Gumiho. That bunker doesn't touch the hatchery. If he wants to kill the hatchery, if he wants to kill the spine, he does have to move forward just a little bit as the drones. Are they going to try to mine? They're continuing to try to find whatever value that they can, but it's just not much. So one spine done, second one on the way on the high ground here, and it seems like Gumiho is of the understanding that, or Dark is of the understanding that he will lose this natural eventually. The production is not there. The counter is not there. There are no roaches, there are no banelings, nothing to really deal with these Marines, and Gumiho's done a great job of staggering his reinforcements now. So even the drones trying to cut off reinforcements will really not find what they want. And I think we're just going to game 3. I truly don't see a good solution here. The Queen count, they got some transfuses, fine, but not enough to keep the spine up for infinity. There are so many Marines. The drones. Dark's on 11 drones. He's trying to build more because he desperately needs it. But now the Queens are out of energy. They want a high energy Queen, but that really is not enough. Lings come down the ramp here, get on top of the Marines as well as they can. And yeah, but okay, there's the bunker. So Queens low, spines low, everything low. Dark's chances of winning this game also low. So low. But not a bounty hunter with a Millennium Falcon type of low. That is so low, and that is different. But now, last of the transfused energy is over. The spine is dead. One Queen can't even fight, really. And now the hatch is dead, too. So, actually, no. Oh, this is fun. Gumiho, he doesn't kill the hatch. He kills the Queens first because he doesn't want to have to fight the Broodlings and the Queens at the same time. But we take that. If you're a Gumiho fan, you absolutely take that one. So one more map. Win, you're in the round of 8. You lose, well, you're not in the round of 8. You got to fight through the elimination match or the final match against either Stats or Ryung. And we've had 2 short games. Dark 1-1, Gumiho 1-1, but now maybe, hopefully, this is our big expansive macro game. This is Gresfon, and I think it's fair to say that if there ever was a map, and by the way, Gumiho going Command Center first here. Given how this series has gone, that's kind of ballsy there, Gumiho. I mean, seems like it's working out. But even still, it's kind of ballsy. Hello, Yelak, by the way, is of the opinion that in 3/4 of the games that Dark and Gumiho play, given a 1-1 scoreline, Dark wins it, which, hey, you know what? Fine. I'll take that. I think Gumiho has, at times, been of a stature, been of a quality where that is not true, where it is actually Gumiho that's maybe favored a little bit. But I think in general, yeah, that's an absolutely fair assessment, and in this game state. In this, or I should say, in this economy, in this format, in this series, and it just, what's the word I'm looking for? Given how these players are playing right now, I think that's pretty fair. Given a 1-1, Dark or Gumiho win the next game 99.99% of the time. Yeah, but you know, there's that 0.1% chance where it's a 65-minute draw. And I would know. I cast one recently, ESL Masters, Nina and Uko. The map that made Cats absolutely lose his mind. In fairness, I mean, that game, there was not a world where Uko should have won that, or should have lost that game. But he did, and Nina won the series, so you can't be... you know, Nina accepting the draw was absolutely correct call. You know, it never interrupt if your opponent's making a mistake, never interrupt them. Yeah, that game was fun because it was a draw, but that's kind of the only reason. It was not worth watching. There was another draw. I did not cast this one, but there was another really cool draw, actually. It was Wayne versus... a Terran. I forget who. I actually forget who it was, unfortunately. Hey, Nish, thanks so much for the raid. Hope you had a good time. Congratulations on hitting diamond, by the way. That's no small accomplishment. But what was it? Actually, I forget who the Terran was, but it was a really cool base. It was a really, really cool base trade that we saw turn into a draw between Wayne and whatever Terran that was. But for now, Gumiho, this is this is Gresvon. You go greedy. Third command center is done before the 4-minute mark. It was a CC first play on the setup, and behind that, Hellion Banshee. You know, roughly standard play. And strap in, folks, if we wanted our long, big, expansive macro game. Unless, you know, Dark finds a way. He finds an opportunity to make something happen. This is going to go for a while because this is double gas at the natural. This is Mech coming out of the king of Mech himself, the Mech god, Gumiho. And this is going to be interesting. Mech can work against Zergs. We have seen it work against Zergs. But to what extent and to what quality, and can Gumiho pull it off here? Oh, okay. This is traditional Mech. That's the super interesting theory. And look at this. We're seeing double armory go down so quickly. And I shouldn't say this is traditional Mech, actually. This is a timing. This is, I want to say we're going to see a 2-2 Mech timing here, where, again, you get 2-2, you max out right around the same time, and it can be intensely powerful. The tanks and the Thors, they don't die, or the Hellbats, they don't die nearly as quickly. They do a lot of damage. And now it really begs the question is whether Dark is ready. 1-1 started before 6 minutes. We got a Raven on the way here as well for a little bit of map control. I am so fascinated to see how this is going to work out. Because this is not how Mech is played. Battle Mech has been this thing that has been causing issues for Terran players, or for Zerg players, for you know, for the most part. We saw it happen in Katowice a lot. It did very, very well. And Gumiho is kind of laying down the positions for it. He's getting Magfield. He's not getting any Cyclones, though. He's got some Hellions here, and he's got tanks on the way. So this actually may just be a fake. Anyways, this may just be, oh yeah, scout that there's a research on the tech lab. Don't worry. So let's see. 2-2 should be done right around that 8-minute mark. Gumiho should be 150, 175 supply right around that time. And Dark does not totally seem to know what's happening. I mean, getting the Spire is a pretty solid reaction against a lot of, well, depends on the Mech play. If you think it is traditional Mech, getting a Spire is a pretty solid response. If you think it is Battle Mech, they don't, because every Cyclone lock-on is a dead Muta, and it can snowball pretty badly. But okay, more factories on the way. Fourth base on the way here as well. And again, I'm just interested to see how Dark decides to respond to this, because again, Mutas can be fine, but as the Cyclones get added in, or if Gumiho transitions to Thors, they're not great. And of course, on top of that, we have Carapace upgrades coming out of Dark at this point. And the mech upgrades, by the way, they're faster than the 1-1 upgrades. So that's not great. Anyway, meters are now on the way. It's a full scout finally of the main base. Dark knows what's happening. So if he didn't know previously, he absolutely knows what's happening right now, is that Overseer will get sniped down. But what are we at? Okay, so this is 2 Cyclones. Tanks are being made behind this. There is not enough anti-air right now. And so I was talking about how I don't know that I don't know how much I like the mutas. The Cyclones really shred them. But if there are only 2, well, that does make a difference. But now Thors are getting added in as well, and they should be ready in time for the mutas to, even not when they first show up, but pretty soon thereafter. So mutas are on the bottom side. 1 Thor, actually, you know what, as I say that, it's only 1 Thor. So Gumiho halfway into 2-2, and now Viking's going to get found out here. Banshee as well, so this is a good scout. All right, Gumiho is aware of what's happening. Oh, the Cyclones are going to get caught in the middle of the map. I love this move out from Dark, hitting on 2 flanks at the same time. The mutas are going to force Gumiho to panic a little bit, as now we see Cyclones get some lock-ons. The 1 muta dead, and only 2 SCVs at the moment, but the missile turrets are not going to go up here. Now, there's a Thor, and this is a beefy Thor. It's going to get a muta. It's going to find value there, but these command centers, they're going to get canceled. They're going to get killed. The mutas are going to sit right on top of them for the time being. Now, roaches get knocked down here as well, but this powerful 2-2 timing that I was thinking about, seeming a little bit less likely. That's a lot of economic damage that Gumiho is taking right now. And even if the Thors are, actually the Thors have killed a lot of mutas. It's 4 dead mutas. And these command centers, well, I thought they were going to get canceled. I thought we were going to see the mutas sit on top of them, but I guess too many Thors. So extra command centers will go up as intended. Missile turrets will finally get completed. And 2-2 is going to be done right 30 seconds from now. As here come the army moving in. The mutas are going to try to get on top of what they can. This tank fire is just withering. So run away from it just a little bit. Cyclones get decent lock-ons. Raven really takes no damage. And this is so many Ravagers. It's so many Ravagers. Oh, that's a great anti-armor missile as well. So this army is going to evaporate here. Not against the Cyclones, but against everything else. So Biles are going to go. They're actually not going to get a ton here. And the flank coming in. This concave, it's actually better for Dark at the moment as he continues to try to shove his way forward. 7 workers hitting the deck, and actually he's going to force the third base to lift on up here. And that anti-armor missile that we were praising, well, when it's mostly Cyclones, it doesn't matter. Not at all. The Cyclone is spell damage. The anti-armor missile doesn't do anything. So we really do need to see more tanks. We need to see more Thors. This 2-2 timing really does not seem... it doesn't exist. So 6 tanks on the map. 1 Thor on the map. Plus 3 attack on the way. Blue Flame just about done. And I really thought we were going to see this timing come out. I mean, getting armories that quickly really does bleed into that. But because Gumiho took so much damage, it was kind of a little bit less likely. And now the roaches are going to find their way in, but this is not great. There we go. That's the anti-armor missile. Now we're getting some tank shots. And yeah, the supplies, they do tell one story, but resources lost. I think the majority of that, the dead delta, is in that last fight. That was expensive. Now, Greater Spire Failing Nest feels a little late, especially as our meching Terran does transition into that really traditional mech. But I guess he is building more Hellions, so maybe not. Maybe actually, oh, that's what it is. Banelings are there to deal with the Hellbats so the Broodlords can find value. Okay, that makes more sense. As the Cyclones. Okay, there's the lock-on. The last of the mutas will go down. This is what we were talking about, by the way. This is why mutas can be rough against battle mech. Every lock-on on a Cyclone is, in fact, a dead muta. But now, Thor's on the way, 3 at a time. Infestor's getting added in as Pathogen Glands is halfway done, so Infestors will pop out with enough energy for a Fungal. But we don't have... There's no Neural. Which, as the Thor count continues to increase, you really do want the Neural. There is nothing more powerful in a game of StarCraft, for the most part, than Thors. 3/3 Thors do more DPS than a Dark Templar, and they have 450 HP. So best of both worlds, and they're high armored. So if you can make them fight each other, suddenly one of the most powerful units in the game is working for you instead of against you, and It works out real nice indeed. So for now, there we go. There's Neural on the way. But Dark. Okay, so as the aggression kind of holds off for a moment, this is just creep spread, creep clearing for the most part here. Let's take stock of where this game is. Because Dark has all but one base that he can reasonably be expected to take. He doesn't have the north base, but he's got everything else. Gumiho is short about 3. He's taking the 3 o'clock base. It's a fungal. Oh, that's going to be very nice here. Banelings, though, they don't have speed. They cannot make contact. And the shutdown from the Raven means that the one high energy infestor is not really doing all that much. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen an infestor get locked down like that, but that's super cool. So now the army moves forward here. Roaches, Ravagers, Banelings get on top of everything, and this isn't the entire army. It's gonna get evaporated. And Dark, the first fight was maybe not all that great, but if at first you don't succeed, try again. Everything's gonna get knocked down, and now Roaches and Ravagers on the other side. Now Thors are gonna get knocked down here as well. And yeah, you gotta back up for a moment. That's fine. You took a fantastic fight, Dark. Now he's getting ready for the Broodlords. 9 Corruptors are on the way. 2k in the bank is certainly enough to transition into Broodlords behind that, and he certainly has enough free supply. But oh, look at this. Wait. Okay, those are actually Dropper Lords. For a second, I thought that might have been safety drones. Save the drones. Put them in the Dropper Lord, but this is going to be fun. Plus 2 Cracklings. A bunch of them in a Dropper Lord into the main base. They can cause significant problems. And remember, there is a Nidus Worm on the field. If that's an opportunity, that is absolutely something that Dark can make use of. But okay, this Dropper Lord, 1 doesn't really get out. Second one, it's not even unloading. Missile turrets are doing a great job. So actually, these Cracklings are not going to do much of anything. Thor just kind of plugs the gap. Hellions show up, and Nidus pops up somewhere. Oh, okay, Nidus just at the front. So there's just a Nidus at the front to allow for reinforcements, to allow for map control and increased spread and all of these wonderful, wonderful things. This is Gumiho trying to take kind of the last couple bases on the north side. In the middle of that, we're going to see another Nidus pop up in. And this looks like, what is this? This campaign? This looks like box art. This isn't Starcraft. This isn't a competitive Starcraft. This is a campaign. This is a campaign mission. But it's certainly working out for Dark at the moment. The Broodlords, they're sieging up so well, and with all the Ravagers and the Queens underneath them, and the Infestors as well, it's really hard for the Thors to get on top of this. So Broodlords move in, they move out. There's so much speed here now as the Ravagers move in. 1 Liberator will fall. Second one, the Biles, they're going to miss. But there we go. That's a long-range Neural, so the Thor is doing what it can, but eventually that's going to get shut down. And the Thor count here is still pretty dramatic, but there we go. Massive, I mean massive Neurals on these last couple Thors. The Broodlords are going to do what they can, but Gumiho is fighting very well against this, and the last Thor is going to survive. So there are still plenty of Thors here as the Cracklings, they start to run in. No Hellbats to buffer for the Thors, and at this point, the space has to be given. Now, Scan gets dropped, and the Infestors will fall, but the tanks, they're starting to get shelled away at here. The Thors are getting lower and lower, but they're not dying, not just yet. High impact payload toggled, and Gumiho is going to stay alive in this push, and I got to assume that this was expensive. Actually, not as expensive as I thought. That's a lot of Thors to lose. That's a lot of tanks to lose, even as we talk about the amount of Infestors and everything else that Dark lost in that fight. And then Broodlords that Dark lost in that fight. He only has 2 remaining. But now, here comes Dark on the right side here, and this is going to be a dead base. One of the benefits of having this many Ravagers in the late game, even if they're maybe not quite as good in a straight-up fight anymore, you know, they're tier 2 tech against tier 3. They can kill, you can burst buildings down so quickly, and now he's going to get on top, and the army's not in position here, so we saw a Liberator go down very quickly. Thors take damage. We're going to see tanks go down, and Dark, oh, he gets a Thor as well with the Biles. Dark is playing this exactly as you have to. You fight in. You let some of your Roaches, you let some of your Lings, whatever they are, they tank some damage. You kill tanks, you kill Thors, you do it again. You back up. You get more Ravagers, you do it once again. The Biles continue to land so heavily. Oh, so heavily. And now Gumiho's struggling to stay above 120 supply. He's lost kind of that core base that you really want as the Terran. That 4th base unlocks the 5th, that unlocks the 6th. So losing that one Well, it means that it's so much harder for Gumiho to hold position now. And now it feels like this orbital is likely to go down. Now, Biles, they get another tank. Gumiho fights back just a little bit, but Dark just stays out of range. Another tank's going to go down as it sieges forward. And this base is now burning. Drop Biles on top of it. There we go. It's kind of dead now. It seems like there's a repair. And okay, the orbital will stay alive. Oh, I love it. The random Broodlord harass. Oh. We theorized it when Broodlord's got the speed buff. It's like, well, you know, we're gonna see Broodlord harass now. And I mean, I think this is the marker of a game where Dark is very much winning by a lot. But it's still fun. It still sparks joy. So Gumiho in the late game, when all seems lost, when there's nothing else to do, battlecruiser transition. 4 battlecruisers are on the way. I don't think it matters. I mean, yes, Dark is kind of on this low-tech tier 1 army, tier 2 army, 1.5 army, something like that, but he's got infestors. He's got 4 of them. They can just knurl most of the battlecruisers and bring them all under one roof and bile them down. He's done it before. He's done it in the GSL before. I don't know how I feel about the Swarm Hosts. I mean, this is more than just an accidental Swarm Host play, but I guess it's one of those things where Dark is playing to kill. At this point, he knows he's mostly won the game, so play things that are going to play cost effectively, that are going to restrict Gumiho to his side of the map. So another base goes down. We're going to have an orbital fall, and now the battlecruisers, they rear their ugly heads, so Dark does have to run away, but he does also have to trade his supply a little bit. Losing these Ravagers are not what you want to lose, by the way. I think you would much rather... Oh, there we go. There's the Knurl. Bring them all together, stack them up, drop Biles on their heads, and they're going to go down, and it's an immediate GG. Gumiho, battlecruiser transition does not work. Dark takes it 2-1.